So let's just be really honest for a second, okay? As awesome as the One Piece TCG is, it can be quite confusing when it comes to knowing what to invest in, what to buy, what to hold, all that sort of great stuff. Which is why, guys, in today's video, I thought that we would laser focus in on 5 specific sets that I think hold a very unique opportunity if you're an investor out there looking for your next boom in your portfolio. So guys, if that all sounds good to you, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. And real quick, a word from today's sponsor. So who out there remembers that incredible game, Cyberpunk 2077? You know, the game that takes place in the future, featuring Keanu Reeves? Wake up, samurai! Well, what if I told you they are officially making their own trading card game? So the people behind this exciting project, WeirdCo, reached out to me personally to let me know that they are closely collaborating with the official people behind the game itself, CD Projekt Red, in creating the Cyberpunk 77 TCG. And from what we've seen, this stuff looks seriously legit. The art goes hard, the cards look incredible, and they're not just making something collectible. They're building a real game with structure, strategy, and organized play. We're talking unique mechanics with gig dice and assembling a crew of 3 legends to face off against the rivals of Night City. Their Kickstarter also has the most pre-launch followers of any TCG crowdfunding ever, and people are jumping in heavily. They already have tens of thousands of backers, and their Discord holds over 64,000 people. And that is the kind of momentum you want to see before a serious project like this takes off. They've also got some really cool stuff for early supporters, which you can check out. We're talking exclusive rewards, different tiers, and honestly, the Cyberpunk dice they're including in some of the packages are just straight up sick. I mean, look at these. They look awesome. So if you're into Cyberpunk, trading card games, or hell, you're just looking for the next big thing, guys, I'm telling you, this is the thing to check out. So guys, be sure to click the link down in the description below, check out their Kickstarter, feel free to support them, and guys, be a part of history because Cyberpunk fans will be eating good once this trading card game launches. So check it out and support the Cyberpunk TCG today. Alright guys, I'm hyped, okay? So we're going to be talking about 5 sets that I think are super fantastic for your portfolio if you're looking to buy some sealed product, if you're looking to get specific cards, chase some grails, all that sort of stuff. I think these sets are fantastic, and you're going to understand real quickly why after I tell you my thoughts about it. But real quick, guys, just wanted to show you a new grail. Happened to pick up the SP Bonnie. This is an awesome looking card. I actually thought I lost this in the mail. This was 2 weeks late. Didn't have tracking, so I learned my lesson there. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. These are super awesome SPs. Slowly building up my collection. Also, I ended up buying some Naruto cards. Look how awesome this Sakura looks. Like, wow, you know? Pretty beautiful card. Supposedly is an SP in its own category. But yeah, just thought I'd just show that off real quick. And the things that I'm going to be talking about may not be so obvious to some of you out there. So let's start off with EB01. So first of all, EB basically stands for Extra Booster, okay? It's a special set. Same with PRB, which are reprint sets typically. But these 5 sets are basically like special print sets that are outside of the OP, 1 till 15. But they're still the same cards, all that sort of stuff, but they come with really unique cards, which makes them super special. So first of all, EB01, okay? It's the first of its kind. It was the first time this was introduced by Bandai, and it's the most expensive set out of all of these sets right here. Now, I don't actually think it's the best one that you should be investing in, and I will get to that in a bit. However, we can see that the price for this goes for about $850, which sounds about right. I see this sell for about $1,000 Canadian. It's quite expensive. It's a really unique box. It's pink. If you're looking for colors in your sealed portfolio, it's pretty nice. Now, we have seen this set move up, right? So I'm not going to tell you it is the best opportunity. However, we cannot ignore the fact that it is the first. It is the very first, and this box could, in fact, still double or triple over time, which could potentially be a really great investment if you're considering getting into some of this stuff here. But let's just take a look at the cards. So first of all, guys, the only set that has Chopper, okay? EB01. Low print, by the way, low print sets for PRB and EB sets. So any manga chase card in these sets, we're talking the Sanji, we're talking the Gear 2 Luffy, we're talking the Uda. These mangas are just way harder to get. They're in sets that are harder to come by, low print. So hypothetically, it just implies the scarcity is much higher for these sets. So getting a manga Chopper is probably one of the top grails you could be chasing outside of the, more obvious ones like that. And, we can see here this card is selling for quite a bit of money. I seen somebody try to sell this for $6,500 Canadian the other day in a PSA 10, so pretty expensive. But the thing about EBO1, okay, is when we actually look at the rest of the cards, we kind of realize that there's really nothing else special about this set besides Chopper. I mean, the SPs are kind of weak. I mean, I actually pulled this Odin from my only box that I ever opened, and it's a super awesome card, but, didn't go up in price a whole lot. There's just nothing too special about this set. However, when we move into EBO2, things change significantly, guys. So first of all, guys, EBO2, which was the Anime 25th Collection box, very unique set. This set sells for about $450, about 600 Canadian. Really unique set of cards, guys. Let's just quickly take a look. So first of all, the Chase card, which is the Manga Luffy Gear 2, you've probably noticed is an incredibly expensive manga card to get. We can see here most recent sale was close to $4,000. This card raw is very hard to come by. PSA 10s go up to like $7,000, $8,000. It's expensive because it comes from a set that is low print, right? But what makes EBO2 even more special are these gold leader cards. Now, this is where I really want to get into the meat of this video. The gold leader cards, guys, are incredibly rare, okay? Incredibly rare. I believe only one per case. We need to consider EB sets alone are very hard to come by, very low print. And the fact that gold leader cards are even more significantly harder to get because they're so unique really says a lot. Now, I believe there's about 20 gold leader cards, but guys, let's just quickly look at the prices of some of these, okay? So we've got the first one, obviously the Luffy card, selling for about $1,200, $1,300 US. Then it goes down the list with the gold Chopper. That's also selling for about $1,000. And the list kind of goes down. We can see, a lot of the favorite characters and stuff like that. And of course, we've also got leader cards that are being used by people who play the game. Back when I used to play a lot at the tournaments, I remember the Bonnie card. The Bonnie leader card was ridiculous. There's a lot of interesting things at play here. We've got a combination of the player base who want to have their nice, shiny, blinged out decks. And we have collectors that are coming across the fact that this set is incredibly hard to come by. These are very rare cards. Now, what's also unique is that this alternate leader card Luffy is incredibly expensive. This is actually a very expensive leader Luffy card. It's not a gold card, but this card sells for about $1,000, $800 to $1,000 raw, right? So a lot of really expensive cards in here. And as we go down the list, of course, the less relevant characters / maybe their leader effects don't really matter to people. We start to see that kind of pan out here. But all I'm really trying to get at is that these leader cards, these gold leader cards, are incredibly rare to come by. In fact, they could be one of the most rarest cards in the entire series when it comes to the packs and pack pulls and stuff like that. Next to the manga cards. That's right. Because there's 20 of them, right? Or roughly 20 of them, and they're all within the same sphere of potential pull. So, I mean, you could pull a gold leader in a set, but it could be the Vegapunk. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to pull the Luffy card, right? It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to pull the Enel gold card, right? So, lots of things to consider with this set. I think the gold leader cards hold incredible value. I mean, they're just super unique, guys. And if you can get one of the top gold leader cards, guys, I really think it would look great in your portfolio. Even just holding a couple of these, I do think they're going to hold strong long term. Now, could they decide an EBO4 or something, or EBO5 or whatever, to bring in gold leader cards again? Yes, perhaps they could. However, as of right now, guys, these cards are super unique. This set is super unique. And out of EBO1 and EBO2, I absolutely think this one is a banger. But let's not end there, okay? We still got 3 more sets to go by. So let's just move into the more recent set, EBO3. So EBO3, the heroine set, the controversial set, the set that was almost going to be like $600 a box and people lost it and Bandai said we're going to reprint. Okay, cool. Waifu set. We knew it was coming. We knew there was going to be a little drama behind it, but let's actually look at the cards. So, we've got these beautiful SPs here. We've definitely seen the prices starting to come down. These were going for like $1,500 right here. The Nami is still quite expensive, above $1,000, $1,200, $1,300 US. I mean, they're great cards. It's the waifu set, it's the set dedicated to the women of One Piece, okay, and they're really nice. I've seen a couple of these in person, and I absolutely love them. Now, I'll be real with you, outside of these SPs and the manga, there's really nothing else special about this set, but I guess you could say that about anything. But they are really nice cards, and all that sort of jazz. Now, between EBO1, EBO2, and EBO3, which one do I think is the best and worst? Well, right off the bat, guys, I think you know what I'm going to say after our previous talk, is that EBO2 is going to be, in fact, the winner out of these sets when it comes to holding, okay? Very unique set, very incredible set, gold leaders, all that sort of stuff. The Heroine set, as nice as it is, the Uda Chase card is kind of mid, okay? We start off with let's look at reality here. We've got a Chopper manga card. How peak is that? Who doesn't love Chopper? Then next up, we've got a Gear 2 Luffy manga card. That's peak. Who doesn't love that? Really? Film red? You know what I mean? Uda apparently is way more popular in Japan, by the way, which is why she's kind of more relevant than you think she'd be. But in, the Western world or whatever, I don't know. She just doesn't seem to be that big a deal. Now, I'm not trying to blast you if you love Uda and stuff like that. It's still a nice manga card, but let's not deny it. It's going to be a cheap one. We're seeing that reflected in the prices already. Now, this is more of a recent set, so of course we're still waiting to see the market stabilize. However, between these three sets, guys, EBO1 was the first. The Memorial Collection, it's relevant in terms of its scarcity, and it's going to be a good hold. EBO2, exact same stuff. It's unique, it's scarce, and the gold leaders are super interesting. This is the only set with gold leaders in it. Why wouldn't you invest in that? Why wouldn't you get some gold leader cards? EBO3, kind of mid, and it's getting a reprint. Now, that's not to say this set won't go up in like a year or two or whatever, because, we could still argue the print run for this will still be lower than, say, OP15 or whatever. Even with the reprint stuff seems kind of weird. Like, everyone thought it was just going to be, they were just going to be blasting stores with reprinted cards and boxes, but apparently it's only going to like specific Bandai stores and stuff like that, and they're not going to be allowing sealed products. So technically, if you hold on to these, it should go up over time. So that's just food for thought. So out of all three of the EBO sets, we've got 1, 2, 3, and that is right. I'm going to deem EBO2 number 1 because EBO1 has already kind of gone up. EBO2 is still a little more affordable. It could double, triple in price. In fact, it could go up way more. Not to say that EBO1 can't do that, but it's just much higher, right? It's not as juicy of an investment, right? And again, EBO3, that's up in the air right now. So we're not done yet. We have 2 more sets we need to go by, and those are going to be the PRB and PRBO2 sets. So guys, looking at the PRB set, so PRBO1 and PRBO2, there's some confusion, there's definitely some interesting perspectives about the manga cards in this, the Dons, and all that sort of stuff. So let's quell some confusion here. So as you can see, there is a Chopper manga here in the PRBO1 set, okay? Fair enough. But EBO1 was in fact the first time we ever got a manga Chopper, so that quells some confusion. So with the PRB set, which was the reprint set, came out after EBO1, we can see that Bandai decided to put in some mangas from previous sets. People were really worried that it would dilute the market and dilute the cards, which we actually found was not the case. In fact, it actually gave the original versions of these manga cards even more value, because you could be out there saying, hey, I'm going to sell this Chopper card, right? But it's from PRBO1, not EBO1, and people do pay attention to that sort of stuff. So it's super interesting to see that. Same with the Gear 5 Luffy. This one sells for about $3,500 US, but it's PRB, it's not OPO5, right? So there's all that sort of stuff. And of course, we've got Nami here, and this is actually the only unique manga in this set that only came from this set. So Nami is technically the winner chase card when it comes to PRB one, because it's not reprinted. There was no Nami. This is technically the first Nami manga card. So, and then of course we've got the OG Shanks and all that sort of stuff as well. But the other thing too about this set is that it comes with these gold Dons. Now in my previous video I kind of touched on this a little bit, but I'll speak about it again. The gold Dons hold some potential, right? Because I personally think they're not valued or appreciated enough. I mean, the only people who really mess with the gold dons are usually the player base. A lot of people don't really see the value in these cards simply because if you're not using them, you don't really care about them, right? And of course, they lack a lot of substance, right? Like they all kind of have that same look, except there's little things on it. I think the gold dons look really cool. I just kind of wanted to make the point that, you know, they seem undervalued. Perhaps the market is just telling us that they don't really, that the majority of people don't really care that much about all these gold dons. But I do think some of them are pretty cool. We can't really be upset with the market. The market tells us what the market tells us, okay? And they're saying that the gold don cards are all right. That's really all we're getting from this. There are a lot of gold dons. However, the PRB sets are the only sets in the One Piece TCG that hold these type of don cards. Now, there are like gold dons now in the newer sets that we see, but they don't necessarily look like these. So, food for thought, right? Literally. Now, PRBO2, I personally would say, is a much better set than PRBO1. Now, the thing about PRBO1 is it's the first. So it's going to hold that. It's got all the reprinted mangas. I mean, technically, you can't really beat that. I mean, that's pretty incredible. The set holds so much value in that way. But I found PRBO2 was a really fantastic set because it not only introduced more gold don cards, it introduced these fantastic manga event cards, right? We were already kind of seeing them from previous sets, but they went in hard on some of these guys, and they look absolutely fantastic. I always got the Cross Guild right by my side because this is one of my favorite manga cards here. I was actually super lucky to pull the Gum Gum Giant. You know, and any opportunity I get to show this off, I will. When I actually pulled this, I didn't actually think it would be worth what it was, but it's a beautiful card. I mean, look how the lightning just kind of pops, you know, with the light reflective. Fantastic card, okay? But I really think this set was super special, and we had these like gold SPs that seemed pretty new as well. I mean, these cards were getting quite expensive, like we've seen the Shanks SP, this Charlotte was super expensive and it got banned recently. I mean, yeah, it was up $300. Now it's tanking. So definitely a good buy for collectors. And of course, let's not forget the Sanji manga card. Guys, this is one of my top chases. I'm after this card. But God, it is so expensive. It's about $2,000-$3,000 raw US. I mean, it's killing me, guys. It's absolutely killing me. Super fantastic card, though. PRBO2 is an awesome set. One of my favorite sets personally. Got a ton of gold dons, and I really think they added a lot more spice to these gold dons as well. You know, a lot more interesting looks like this one right here. Absolutely love that. You can see the silhouette. But if I were to compare both, I mean, I could only say because there's only two right now. PRBO1 is technically the winner because it's got way more mangas, but I personally like PRBO2 way more, and perhaps other people out there could agree with me on that. But if I were to, say, categorize all of these in order as what are the best ones to invest in, this is what I would do. So I'm actually going to give you two different sides to this, okay? I'm going to give you the obvious side, and then I'm going to give you my own personal side. So the obvious play here would be PRBO1, EBO1, EBO2, PRBO2, and then EBO3. But my personal opinion on this would be EBO1, PRBO1, EBO1, EBO2, EBO3. I think EBO2 is probably one of the strongest contenders in this whole set. The gold leader cards are unique. Yes, I know there's manga cards in the PRB set, but they're reprinted copies of previous manga chase cards. This is the only set that holds gold leader cards, hence it has unique properties. This is the most unique set out of all 5 of these cards, and I would say maybe even the entire One Piece TCG. PRBO1 and EBO1, they're the first of its kind, so like I can't say they're worse, right? But EBO2 is just super unique, and I really just kind of want to put emphasis on the fact that it has that uniqueness to it. But anyways, guys, there you have it. EBO2 is the winner in this video. Let me know your thoughts. Of course, this is not financial advice, but I really think EBO2 is an incredible set, and it's something you should definitely consider in your portfolio. So anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. A video should pop on the screen. Be sure to click it, and I will see you over there.